Dun, 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 dun. those are pretty good, but check out my top three. What is that?
Yeah! Oh my God!
You gotta love it. And let's not forget.
Yeah!
I love that song. Okay, Nerd Murder, what songs do you have? The same. All the same as you. Oh, yeah? Let's hear it. Sure. Oh, look at that. The buttons aren't working. You're not even pushing them. My battery's dead. They never go dead. Let's hear them. No. They're not. Well, come on. Don't you keep pushing my buttons. Get it. It's so sad. It's just so sad. Turn it off. Why would you even have that in your playlist? Because it's a nice song. Baby night. Stop. Enough. I'm beginning to wonder if you're even qualified for this position. I'm overqualified. I say we test him just to make sure. That's a good idea. You in the back, run the test slides. Bring it on. Okay, nobody help him out. Who is that? It's Booty Shark. Boba Fett. Yeah, I hate that guy. He works for us. Next slide. Yes, but no, she's royalty. Oh, right. Queen Armadillo. Next.
Armadillo.
Next. Secret feature. Last one. Senator of Mystery. No. That's
Senator
our
of
boss.
Mystery.
Why would you call him that? Smell his breath. He's always sitting fresh. Next. Santa Claus. No. Come on. Do you even know who that is? That is Jedi Master Obo Rensis. He is a Mystification, a reptilian species from Discus. Alright, here's the drill. You will have a good time. You will be a great audience. And you will cheer for us when we leave. Got it?
Ooh,
Enjoy the presentation, squad.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your Star Wars Weekend's host, a man with the freakish vocal range and 3 first names, James Arnold Taylor.
Stormtroopers, huh? Show them some love here. Come on, that was awesome. And doing it all, huh?
Yeah!
Wow. You love Star Wars here?
Yep!
I believe it. We really love Star Wars, yeah? Good, because it is Star Wars weekends and we're having a great time, and it's air conditioned, huh? Pretty good.
Yeah!
Force is strong here indeed. Well, my name is James Arnold Taylor. I'm the host of Star Wars Weekends. So you may say, well, James Taylor, how does this guy fit into Star Wars? Well, actually, I am the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi on Star Wars: The Clone Wars, right? So any Clone Wars fans, yes? Right, awesome. Now, as a voice actor, my job is a little different than the on-camera actors that deal with all the makeup and the costumes and all of that. I spend my time actually in little padded rooms talking to myself on a microphone. So it's a bit different, but a lot of things that, you know, people ask me a lot of questions about being a voice actor and how do you become one and how do you do it and what is it and all that. But the other question I get is, have I seen you in anything? Well, if you've ever turned on the TV or gone to the movies, you may have heard Jedi's Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Force Master Grogu. But I've also voiced doubled for Michael J. Fox's Stuart Little and Milo Thatch. I've been Leonardo the Ninja Turtle. And Fred Flintstone. I'm the voice of Johnny Test and even the Strawberry Mini-Wheats.
On Fox, I'm the voice that tells you what's coming up next on Animation Domination.
And Disney's so random. Now, I've even been the guy that would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for those meddling kids. Now, in video games, I'm Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank, Tidus from Final Fantasy X,
No way.
Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Great Scott, Young Doc Brown Marty, Captain Jack Sparrow, Willy Wonka, Prince Charming, Chicky the Gingerbread Man, I'm Little Horse of Williams,
And Fallen Transformers.
Now, sometimes celebrities aren't able to do their own voice, and I go and fill in for them, like Dan Spade, Shia LaBeouf,
Christian Bale. Nicolas Cage.
Justin Timberlake. Oh, hey, Jay Baruchel.
Oh, hey, Robert Williams. Oh, hey, Andre the Giant.
It's crazy. I've even been Christopher Walken when he can't.
Oh my God.
I'm the voice that tells you what's now available on DVD and Blu-ray. The use only is directed. Don't bother up and drive safely. Offer expires November 30th. See store for details. Batteries not included. Active figures sold separately. Subsequently retired. Number of the IC. Don't listen. So, now that's what a voice actor does on a daily basis, shoved in that little padded room. And if you'd like to hear more about it, please join me right back here at 5 o'clock at the Premier Theater for my show. It's called Obi-Wan and Beyond. It is a one-man show, and I take you through about 200 different voices. It's a lot of fun, and I hope to see you back here, and it's still air-conditioned, so join me, okay? But right now, I think we've got a pretty cool show. Yes, are we excited? You ready to have a good time?
Yeah!
Are you ready to give a very warm welcome to our guests, yes? Silas Carson and Jake Lloyd, yes? We're excited?
Yeah!
I say I'll be excited. Just full straw. No, you can jump. Well, let's bring out my first guest. He has been two very, very cool characters, but one is good and one is bad. And before we bring him out, let's take a look at these screens.
The Sith have been extinct for a millennia. This isn't how it's supposed to be. Force dwelling.
Be the man.
Thank you so much. I pay him to say that. But no, are you having fun?
Not very much.
No. Shoot. I must be an actor.
I'm having an amazing time here. I just love it here. The weather is extraordinary. And you guys, I have to say this very honestly, are extremely nice and polite people. Every person I've met has just been a dream.
Very good. Yes, indeed. So, and I hope folks get a chance to meet you and get your autograph and all of that as well. It's awesome. Now, we had some rain yesterday, so we didn't get the motorcade, but you got it today.
Yeah.
That's great. And now, can you tell me about, I mean, you've got two characters, major characters in the prequels. How did that kind of come about? How were you fortunate enough to get both roles like that?
Yeah, it was weird. You'd think that I would have gone through a huge kind of audition process for all of the different characters, but it didn't happen at all like that. I met Robin Gerland, who was George's kind of PA and also the casting director.
Yeah, sure.
And we just had an interview. with her. We just chatted away for about half an hour. She's a really lovely, very personable woman. And this is an absolutely true story. A lot of you people out there aren't going to believe this, but in the course of the interview, she said, so, Star Wars, you know all about Star Wars, right? And I said, no. I mean, I know of it, but I don't know it. And she went, that's very good. I was like, no, really? Because as a child, I had never seen the Star Wars film.
This is where the crowd gasps.
It's true. It's true. I lived in this very quiet little town when I grew up, and we had one cinema, and I didn't go there very often. I was always busy at school and doing other stuff, and I just never got around to it.
But you did see them before you went for principal shooting then? Did you get to watch it? No, really?
No.
Wow.
I saw them all,
yeah.
the trilogy, I saw them 2 days before I was due to start filming.
Okay, wow.
So I had this conversation with Robin, and she said, I can't believe that you've never seen them, and that you would be honest about it. And I was like, well, I don't tell lies.
And did you tell that to George?
Yeah, George knew that. Well, this is the thing. George watched this interview. He told me this later. He said, we watched the interview, and he said, I needed somebody up there who had not seen me. He said, I just love the fact that you were so upfront about it. So he said, he's interesting. I'd like to get him along. So I went along, and we did the little kind of pilot sequence with Lieutenant Williams. And then, as I was telling you yesterday, I just saw the models of Newt and of Kiadi, and I said, wow, those look really interesting. Wouldn't it be great to do those as well? And they said, why don't we get him on? So they kind of, just being with them on set, getting to know them, it just grew out of itself.
And you have really, as I mentioned, they're kind of opposing characters. Newt Gunray, Viceroy Gunray, a bad guy. That guy, right from the start, he's a bad guy. And then Kiadi-Mundi, he was just a fabulous Jedi and very graceful. And also, you really got to play in one movie, these, and several movies. Yeah, and it's very.
I don't think of Newt Gunray as a particularly bad guy. I just think of him as quite a feeble kind of guy. He's just a bit of a slimy little character who's a yes man. He doesn't have the strength to be really bad. He's just like,
And you did kind of portray him like that too. He's always kind of
when you're wearing these kinds of huge costumes and masks and things, as you know, the physicality of the character is really what needs to be read properly. And so, I did play him in this very kind of hunched way. And whereas, Kiadi's a very.
And you're already a tall drink of water, my friend. Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, so that's great. Now,
talking about drink some water.
Yes, please, drink while I ask you this question. Kiadi-Mundi was in the Jedi Council quite a bit, and so you got to work with some other Jedis, of course, Obi-Wan Kenobi, but the Master Yoda.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was amazing, actually. It kind of saddened me that throughout the last 3 films, Yoda became a CGI character.
Yes.
Because I love the fact that Frank Oz, used to puppeteer the original Yoda. And of course on Phantom Menace he did. On the second one he was motorized and he did the voice.
Yeah.
But people appreciate that, don't they?
Yes. Frank Oz is amazing.
Yeah.
And here he is,
Frank Oz.
There he is, So he's there underneath?
Yeah, so on Phantom Menace, the very first scene that I filmed actually was that Jedi Council scene that you can see on the screen, which also involved Jake, who's about to come out here. And sitting right next to me was Yoda, and underneath the stage there was Frank Oz, like this, crammed into this little box hand up there, and he was doing the face of Yoda and the left hand, and there was this young girl who was a new puppeteer. She got this amazing job doing the right hand of Yoda, and he was doing the voice at the same time.
That's good on a resume, though.
Yeah.
Right hand of Yoda.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and I grew up with the Muppets.
Yeah.
I grew up in the 70s and 80s.
Absolutely.
And so Frank Oz was something of a legend even then,
Sure.
you know, to me.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to disturb Frank. I mean, you know, there's lots of people on set, and you get to sit in touch. We actually found ourselves sitting next to each other having a cup of coffee one day. And I leaned up to him and I said, look, I have to say something to you. I don't often talk to people in this way. But I've got to tell you the truth. You are the reason why my grandmother and I ended up having a personal relationship.
Oh.
She was a bit of a difficult woman, my grandmother. And she used to come visit sometimes, and she would just sit in the corner grumbling and darning socks, and she didn't really want to have much to do with these 4 little kids who were running around making lots of noise. But the one thing that we did do together was always sit down and watch the Muppets. You know, and she absolutely loved Kermit, and she absolutely loved Miss Piggy, and there would be her on one side of the sofa and me on the other, and we would roar with laughter and sing all the songs.
Brilliant.
And I said to Frank, you know, you're the reason I finally had a good relationship with my grandma. This is a true story. And he was so touched.
He really,
He was just like, really?
I don't know how you can get tired of that, because I'm sure he hears it all the time, and it's got to still be amazing to hear that.
He was very genuine.
Yeah,
You know,
I would imagine him to be.
He didn't say, I've heard that a million times.
No, I think
You know,
he was very touched by it still.
Yeah.
And then George Lucas. Now, what was the relationship with George? What was the? Did he find himself? Oh, look at that! We got Luke Skywalker. Yeah. Oh, cool.
That's a great picture.
Yeah. So George Lucas, though, did he give you a lot of direction? What was the relationship that you had with him?
Not really. I mean, you know, people work in very different ways. Directors work in different ways. And George is not the kind of man who spends a lot of time analysing the script, you know, working through things with you. George is mostly, you know, running this huge ship of loads of different people who are doing loads of different jobs. But the thing about George, which I think everybody who's ever worked with him will tell you, he's a really, really lovely guy. He's very personable. He's very friendly. He's the most normal character. I mean, to, you know, lots of people out there, he's something of a demigod. But he is the most down-to-earth person. So he would just let us get on with our stuff, you know, and just make the atmosphere on stage and on set a very pleasant one to work in.
Well, and then also behind the scenes as well. You had to do a lot of behind the scenes preparation. And we have a video of some of that, because I know you saw it the first time yesterday, and I don't know maybe how long or if ever, but take a look at the screens here and see all the work that this man had to do to get into character.
The technology of the prosthetics has changed quite a lot.
On the Phantom Menace, what they had was guys off camera listening to me speaking the lines inside their head with a microphone and an earpiece, and then they would try and remote control the facial expressions, which were very basic.
The second time around, they actually computerized the movement of the mouth, and then I pre-recorded it, and the mouth moved depending on what I had already kind of recorded.
The plan has gone better than promised. Well, we have hands off.
So the lip syncing was already done for us. Now they've even refined all of the kind of mechanics of moving the facial expressions. When you're doing something like I am, which is basically I'm not a faced actor, I'm within prosthetics, you translate a lot of the personality of the character with your body.
The plan has gone as you had promised, my lord.
So notice this kind of very slimy sort of character who is hunched and disappearing inside of himself. And Keanu has a kind of grace about him, and his body is much stiller and he's much more elegant, and that's the way in which I try to portray my idea of the character through all of this, you know, mechanical, rubbery stuff that's on the outside.
I have doubts about your ability to keep us safe.
That's awesome stuff.
I mean, what was really interesting was to see how the technology changed over the 3 movies, you know, how they just kept improving.
Yeah.
Star Wars, basically, when you're on the movie set, it's like, this massive garage, full of boys with toys. Just playing around with computers and little bits of machinery and stuff like that. They're just making bigger and better toys so they can make bigger and better films, and that's what it was like. It's interesting to see that, to see how the technology did change.
How it's changed, and it's changed the world as well.
Yeah.
And then, now, something else, because Keanu is one of my favorite Jedi. Very, very graceful, very elegant. But the one very cool thing about Keanu is the way he handles a lightsaber.
Yeah.
He handles it one-handed.
Yeah.
Now, was that you? How did that come about?
That was me. I didn't ask to do that. I just did it.
Really?
I mean, back in England, I'm trained as a theatre actor.
Right.
I do a lot of television. I do a lot of film. But unlike over here, where a lot of actors in Los Angeles train in kind of movie technique and camera technique, I trained initially in theatre.
So this is very comfortable, right?
This is very comfortable.
Yes.
So I do a lot of theatre acting, and one of the things that one often gets to do in theatre, especially if you're doing Shakespeare, is a lot of sword fighting. So over the years, I have done a lot of sword fighting. And I naturally, as soon as I got the lightsaber, just used one hand. It felt unnatural for me to do that. Do you play tennis?
No.
Okay. So,
but I can
who plays tennis out there?
Anyone?
There's a few people who play tennis. Okay. So I play tennis. Now, I cannot do the double-handed backhand. I just can't do it. Some people can, I can't. It's got to be single-handed. And it just comes from using, I'm used to this with my left hand.
Really?
So I was on set, and I was used to doing, sword fighting, so I just did the moves. And the movement director, Nick Miller, just came up and he said, I like that. I think that's a great choice. I think we'll keep that. And I was like, what's a great choice?
I had no idea.
He said, using the one hand. And I was like, well, is it okay? And he went, no, it's really good, it's really good. And then, of course, I realized that everybody else uses the lightsaber with two hands.
That's awesome.
So it wasn't a conscious thing, I just did it. It was a muscle memory thing, and they decided to keep it.
Well, it's great that they did. And then, the other thing, now this is a bit of a spoiler alert if you haven't seen the third film, but I sense this room, we're in good company, yes?
Yeah.
Keanu is one of the Jedis, I think really probably the only Jedi that goes out with a fight.
Yeah.
He really, it's a very, very powerful scene. And I don't know, I think maybe, would you like to see it again?
Yeah, let's see it.
Would you like to see it again?
Yeah.
I think it'll be a lot of fun. Why don't we take a look at these screens here?
The time has come. Execute Order 66. Get out.
Man, Silas Carson, ladies and gentlemen. It's so dramatic.
That's me up control.
It's
The funny
so
thing
dramatic.
about that is that they didn't tell me what to do.
I was going to ask, now, and did you know they were going to turn on you there?
I had no idea.
Because that look on your face.
Yeah.
Is,
Well, basically,
Yeah.
George said, okay, at this point, you're going to get killed. Yeah. So you just have to turn around and see the guys that are coming for you, and then try and fight them off for a bit, and then die. And it's all green screen. It's green floor and green screen. I'm like, what do you want me to do, George? And he went, whatever you want.
Wow.
And I was like, well, where are these guys coming from? And he said, whatever you do, we will paint them in later. Wow, this is how it works. And so literally, I had the floor, and I said, how long do you want it to go on for? And he's like, just give us a few minutes, and then we'll kind of edit it out of that. So I'm just imagining all these people coming from different areas, and I'm fighting away on my own. I'm in a room like this, greasy, just doing all this stuff. And then eventually I just die. And as I'm doing it over there, they paint somebody in, and as I do that, they paint somebody in. All later on, it's all CGI'd in.
Well, it was beautifully done, yes?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up. Thank you so much for sharing this. Now, our next guest is someone that you've But it's been a while, and
Been a very long
you know, he had quite a few films under his belt by the age of 8 years old. Really very impressive. And before we bring him out, let's take a look at him in action on these screens.
I had a dream the other day. Now this is Congress.
There's something about this boy.
I'm glad to have met you, Anakin. I was glad to meet you too.
Ladies and gentlemen, Anakin Skywalker himself, Jake Lloyd! How are you, sir? Good to see you. Have a seat. Oh boy, it's hot out there, huh?
Yeah, it is. It sounds a little miserable, but I'm happy to be in here with the hot lights on me.
Yeah. Well, we try to make it like outside. It's Disney, you know, we want to make it comfortable for you.
Yeah, it has to be as good as the park indoors as outdoors.
That's right, that's right. And you've been to this park quite a few times in your life, yes?
Yeah, it's been enjoyable each and every time. I love coming back here.
And I think we all love seeing him here, yes?
Yeah!
So now, the two of you did actually get to work together in several scenes and such. Do you have any memories of Silas at all? Because he was in costume.
How long did it take to film the Jedi Council scenes? Wasn't it just like a day shoot?
Yeah, it was one day.
Yeah, it was
One
one
very
day.
long day.
Yeah.
Really?
Where I think I walked away with a very unique Polaroid of Ewan and Yoda, and then after that we never saw the chambers again, and it was gone. So
But the strange thing for me was that I was always in Kiari because it's like 4.5-hour makeup job.
Sure.
So I would be in there early in the morning and I'd be made up by the time we started. So nobody ever got to see me unless they saw me at the end of the day with the taking off. You know?
That's strange.
But I do remember Jake. I was introduced to him. They said, "Oh, this is Jake," and I leant over and I said, "Hi, Jake," and he just went, "Cool."
Yeah. And Jake, were you a Star Wars fan before?
Oh, very much so. I dressed up as him for Halloween when I was in kindergarten, but it was before the re-release, so everyone just thought I was some trumped up ninja.
Really? So now, if I understand, did George Lucas like give you a costume?
Oh yeah, actually, we came back and there was a year between when we shot the movie and when it came out. And we had the Padawan costumes, my sister and I, from the movie, and we went around as Padawans, and people thought we were like part of Indiana Jones.
They had no idea because it wasn't out yet.
Yes,
That's awesome. And your sister is in the films as well, in episode 1 as well, right?
Yeah.
So in the background there, and you can play Where's Waldo and
Yeah.
That's very cool.
She's not wearing red and white though. She's wearing green.
Oh, she's wearing green. All right, now we know what to look for. All right. And do you have a favorite Star Wars character?
Yeah, actually, my favorite's always been Darth Vader. But,
Convenient.
yeah, he's always been my favorite since I was like 5. So, but you know, if I had to pick someone else, I'd go to Obi-Wan.
Oh, well, thank you, my friend. Yes.
Oh no, not for the voice. The voice sounds pretentious.
Oh.
He seems like he knows everything, but
Right.
like, he let his master die, man.
Well, yes.
So
Here we go, yeah. So it begins. The great request of the host. All right. But I have the power of the video, so now...
So you added up.
Yeah, that's
a
right.
completely different ending.
Hey, now, speaking of editors, you are a director and an editor as well now, and you like working on various projects. But do you have a favorite, like music videos or?
Actually, I do a certain job for editing, which is people come to me with a massive footage, and they will go, "I don't know what I have here, but I need to make something out of it. Can you do it?"
Right.
So I just take footage from concerts for one of the blog sites that I work for, and I take footage from this guy's trip to India, and I'm trying to cut a feature film for him, and I made a 3-minute what happened last year video for the blogger.
Wow.
So it's
That's really cool.
It's a lot of fun. It's very free form of creativity because you just like, here's a puzzle piece, do something.
And it makes sense out of it. But all these years that you've been around movie making and all that too, it kind of seeps into you and it just becomes this kind of second nature thing to kind of make sense of it all, I would imagine, right?
Yeah.
That's very cool. Now, speaking of puzzle pieces, there was a puzzle that they had to put together in finding the right Anakin Skywalker. And there were about 3,000 people that auditioned for this role. And there's a video here that we're going to show you. Take a look at these screens here. Fill you in.
Hi, my name is Jake Lloyd, and I'm 7 years old.
George wrote it knowing that it would be an incredible task to find the right child actor. He had every imaginable element built into this kid, from mechanical ability to earnestness. His look was important, his intelligence, and in Anakin, you had to have it all. I think I actually interviewed about 3,000 Anakins. And from that 3,000, I narrowed it down to 3 boys.
And action.
I'm a pilot, you know. And someday, I'm gonna fly away from this place. You're a pilot? All my life.
One of the most important things in this particular character is that he is a wonderfully nice boy. And then there's this very intuitive kind of gut feel you get about that's the one. But Jake, I just got that feeling.
I think we all got that feeling. That's really awesome. And Camilla August played Shmi, Anakin's mom. And that's a really touching thing that happens there between those two characters. Do you have any kind of like takeaway thoughts of that? Of like, wow, how is that? I know it might be kind of hard to remember everything, but
Yeah, actually, we brought it up. It's a weird dynamic to have someone fake being your parent. You have to open yourself up to basically them being your role model. And when you're talking about Penelope, you're set. She's a great woman. She's fantastic. But at the same time, it's just an awkward dynamic because you look at her and you're like, you're not my mommy. And it's just weird. And she made it very easy to look up to her and make her seem like my elder and the person that I should be looking to for advice and doing that sort of thing, just in her presence and the way she spoke to everybody around her, including Liam, and just all of it. She was very, very good about her character. Very, very good.
yeah, she really did take it to heart. And I think both of you did. There's the scene, much like this photo right here. Let's take a look at the scene. But I want to warn you, you don't want to have a tissue ready because this one. Now this is really a touching scene. It honestly is, and it's really great. So watch the screens.
I just can't do it. Will I ever see you again?
What does your heart tell you?
I hope so. Yes. I guess.
That we'll see each other again.
I will come back and free you, Mom. I promise.
Now, be brave and don't look back. Don't look back.
Off into history. Ladies and gentlemen, Jake Lloyd. Okay, so we like to take it a little deeper here at the Stars of the Saga Talk Show. We've asked you all some questions and you've had fun with them, but I think it's now time to step inside the Akbar studio.
It's a trap!
No, couldn't be. All right, here's the way it's going to work, gentlemen. I'm going to ask you both some questions, and if you can give me just nice, quick, concise answers, but also please remember one very important thing. We're at Disney. Okay, very good. All right, so question number 1. Jake, if your character was going to be tossed into the Sarlacc pit, heaven forbid, who would you drag down with you?
Who tossed me into the Sarlacc pit?
Whoever did. Yeah, very good. I guess that makes sense. Touché. All right, clever. And now, if Newt Gunray was tossed into the Sarlacc pit, Silas, who do you think he'd pull down with him? Keanu Bundy, maybe?
Yes. Yes, he would. You'd have no choice but to drag Keanu Bundy down with him.
That's right. They go together. Okay, so Jake, if your character wasn't in the business he was in, which was fighting crime, right, as a Jedi, what occupation would Anakin have been good at other than being a Jedi?
I think obviously he'd probably stick with pod racing, but then he'd probably set the books for pod racing.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. It could be like NASCAR.
Yeah.
It would be just the whole thing. That would be great. Okay, and what about Keanu Bundy? What do you think? What would he have been if he wasn't a Jedi?
I think you'd probably have a second-hand bookshop somewhere. Sit on a stool reading.
And people would gather to hear him read in his lovely voice. Yeah.
Will you censor him?
No. Okay, Jake, what would you like to have seen your character do that he didn't get to do?
Well, I never got to play the lightsaber in the movie.
I was going to ask you about that.
I was a nuisance on the set when I'd pick up the graphite ones and just start swinging them around. I actually, embarrassingly enough, hit the vice president of marketing for Hasbro in the side of the head.
Well, that'll teach you. We're not giving you one.
I nailed him too because he was like the first person who no one would do this with me because they knew that something would go wrong. And he was the first person who didn't mind that.
That's what he was just getting marketed, so yeah, you can put it in. Okay, so, and final question, gentlemen. I'm sorry, I didn't get to ask you, Silas, did I?
What was the question again?
What would you have liked to see one of your characters do, but you did not?
I would like to have seen Keanu Bundy learn how to use two hands on his lightsaber. Maybe he would have stayed alive.
That's right, and also hit that guy from Hasbro in the head. All right, final question, very important question. Jake?
Yeah.
Who shot first, Han or Greedo?
Han.
Right. Without now, the question's on Silas. Who shot first, Han or Greedo? You never saw the movie, so you don't know. Okay, Han. We're in agreement. Who do we think shot first? Han. Okay.
I was right.
That's right. Now let's just have George see us that. Ladies and gentlemen, my very, very special guests, Silas Carson and Jake Lloyd. Let's get it for that. Okay. So, now, as the host of Star Wars Weekends, I have a lot of clout, but there's only so much that I can do on my own. So I have to bring out another very, very important person in the world of Star Wars and the world of Disney. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jedi Mickey! Where is Jedi Mickey? There's Jedi Mickey! Good to see you. All right. Hats. Oh, there's, yeah. And there's a hat for you. Oh, sorry. Yes, Jedi Mickey. Thank you. The force is strong with you, my friend. Yes, indeed. All right, Silas. I know your hair is perfect, but please. All right.
Thank you.
Look at that. Yes. And Jake, you got your hat on there, and Mickey, you've got yours built in. That's good. All right. Okay, guys. So now this is the way. This is kind of a tradition here at the Stars of the Saga. We have to end it in a Disney fashion. So, can we have a little music, maestro, please? Come on, maestro. Or I'll do acapella. Now it's time to say goodbye to all.